Britain to supply Ukraine with long-range cruise missiles. Turkey and Thailand to hold landmark elections on Sunday. U.S. opens embassy in Tonga. Japan is in talks to open a NATO office. Wildfires in Alberta burned area larger than Luxembourg so far. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin files for divorce. Germany approves Chinese Hamburg terminal deal. Japan deploys Patriot missiles to Miyako Island.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Carrick. Welcome to Funday News. Today is Friday the 12th of May and here are your top stories. Britain's Defence Minister Ben Wallace announced on Thursday that the UK is supplying Ukraine with the Storm Shadow long-range stealth cruise missiles, which will allow Ukrainian forces to hit Russian troops and supply dumps deep behind the front lines. Wallace said Britain was supplying the Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine so they could be used within its territory, adding that the missiles are now going into or are even currently in the country itself. The move makes Britain the first country to send long-range missiles to Ukraine.
According to media reports, the Storm Shadow is an Anglo-French low-observable, long-range, air-launched cruise missile manufactured by MBDA. The missile has a range of approximately 560 kilometers. Storm Shadow was integrated with the Eurofighter Typhoon and delivers a conventional broach warhead which features an initial penetrating charge to clear soil or enter a bunker, then a variable delay fuse to control the detonation of the main warhead. It is a fire-and-forget missile, programmed before launch.
Turkey's presidential and parliamentary election will take place this Sunday. Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, the leader of the secular center-left Republican People's Party, or CHP, is the main challenger trying to dislodge Recep Tayyip Erdogan after 20 years in office. The 74-year-old is the joint candidate of a six-party alliance that has vowed to dismantle an executive presidential system that Erdogan installed and return the country to a parliamentary democracy with checks and balances.
In Thailand, the general election this weekend is being seen as a crucial test as to whether voters will welcome the return to power of the political vehicle of ousted Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra or choose to retain the status quo under the incumbent conservative government. Current Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and his alliance are facing a strong opposition force led by the Pheu Thai party. Pheu Thai, founded by Thaksin Shinawatra, is projected to win the most seats in the House of Representatives.
The U.S. opened an embassy in the Pacific island nation of Tonga on Tuesday, Washington's latest move to broaden its diplomatic footprint in a region where China has been increasing its influence in recent years. The announcement came the same day the White House confirmed President Joe Biden will travel to Papua New Guinea during a trip to the Indo-Pacific region later this month, marking the first visit of a sitting U.S. president to the Pacific country.
U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller described the Tonga embassy opening as symbolizing the renewal of our relationship and underlines the strength of our commitment to our bilateral relations, to the people of Tonga, and to our partnerships in the Indo-Pacific region. The embassy in the Tongan capital Nuku'alofa is the second Washington has opened in the Pacific Islands this year, following the reopening of one in the Solomon Islands in February.
Japan's foreign minister told CNN in an exclusive interview on Wednesday that Japan is in talks to open a NATO liaison office, the first of its kind in Asia. Speaking a week ahead of the Group of Seven summit hosted this year by Japan in Hiroshima, Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi said Tokyo is already in discussions, but no details have been finalized yet. According to the foreign minister, Japan has been considering the move since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a conflict that has made the world more unstable.
Hayashi said while Japan is not a treaty member of NATO, the move sends a message that the bloc's Asia-Pacific partners are engaging in a very steady manner with NATO. The Nikkei Asia, citing unnamed Japanese and NATO officials, first reported plans to open the office in Japan last Wednesday. In a statement to CNN last week, a NATO spokesperson said, "As to plans to open a liaison office in Japan, we won't go into the details of ongoing deliberations among NATO allies."
I always needed time on my own. I never thought I could do it.
I take your blessings with your heartaches too. It's so easy and so wonderful to know it's you.
学习，一切从今天开始。Funday 英语。
Devastating wildfires in Alberta, Canada, have burned more than 150 times more area than in the last 5 years combined at the same point in the year. With more than 410,000 hectares charred so far in 2023, the extent of the burn area is about the size of New Taipei City. The 273 wildfires in Alberta so far in 2023 have far exceeded each of the last 5 years to date as well. But temperatures are expected to rise significantly by this weekend and worsen the situation.
Should be prepared to evacuate on short notice.
Meteorologist Terry Lang from Environment Canada tells CNN even though lightning was a factor in the recent uptick of wildfires across Alberta, many of the wildfires so far this season have been human-caused. That could be anything ranging from sparks created by trains to people being careless where they throw their cigarette butts. Billowing smoke from the over 80 active wildfires across the Alberta province has drifted across Canada and has reached the eastern seaboard of the United States.
Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin and her husband are to divorce after 19 years together. Marin announced on Instagram on Wednesday that the couple has filed for divorce together and was grateful for the 19 years spent together and their beloved daughter. Marin added she would remain best friends, cool to each other, and loving parents, we quote. The couple plans to continue to spend time together as a family and with each other. Marin and her husband, a businessman and former professional footballer, were married in 2020.
Marin lost Finland's parliamentary election in April, with the opposition right-wing National Coalition Party claiming victory in a tightly fought contest. She is currently serving as caretaker prime minister until a new coalition government can be formed. Marin's rise to the top of Finnish politics was meteoric. CNN reported she entered politics at 20 and quickly moved up the ranks of the center-left Social Democratic Party. She then became the world's youngest prime minister when she took office in 2019 at the age of 34.
Hamburg-based port logistics firm HHLA said on Wednesday that the German government has cleared the purchase by China's COSCO of a 24.9% stake in a container terminal in the seaport of Hamburg. A spokesperson for the German government said in a statement that Berlin had informed HHLA and COSCO that their reworked deal was compliant with a cabinet decision in the fall of last year that limits the ownership of Chinese state firm COSCO in the terminal to less than 25%.
The German government has reached a compromise over a controversial...
HHLA said the approval would allow it to become a preferred handling location for COSCO. About 30% of the goods handled in the port of Hamburg already come from China or go to China. The deal has raised concerns about China's growing influence in the European port network, with two important ports nearby, Rotterdam and Antwerp, already having similar shareholding positions with COSCO. The company also holds stakes in several other European ports, including Greece's main port of Piraeus.
Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno announced in a press conference on Monday that Japan's Air Self-Defense Force has stationed PAC-3 ground-to-air guided missiles at its Miyako Island facility on Miyako-jima in Okinawa Prefecture. The base is believed to be a crucial strategic hub in the first island chain close to Taiwan. Beside the Miyako-jima deployment, Matsuno informed the press that Japan's Ground Self-Defense Force had deployed the PAC-3 missiles at the Ishigaki and Yonaguni Islands in the same area.
Matsuno said that the Patriot missiles target potential long-range ballistic missile launches from North Korea. Geographically, these southern Japanese islands are closer to Taiwan. Taiwan's Yilan County is only 362 kilometers away from Miyako Island. Earlier this month, the PAC-3 stunned the Ukrainian and Russian troops as it intercepted and shot down a Russian hypersonic missile. Hypersonic missiles are said to be capable of penetrating air defense systems due to their speed and unpredictable flight path.
Let's take a look now at the vocabulary of the news of Finnish Prime Minister fighting for divorce. Number 1. To fight for divorce. If you two don't want to be together, you'll have to fight for divorce. Number 2. Beloved. He lost his beloved wife last year. Number 3. A tightly fought contest. The election in the small town was a tightly fought contest, with both candidates receiving nearly an equal number of votes. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Carrick, your host, and I'll see you next time.